Things offers custom creations too, such as costuming, illustrations, and more. Come visit us at magicalfantasy.com.
Silence comes easy if I always refuse to push the line. Accepting the pull and gravity kills the notion to even try. Long live the day when my limiting beliefs don't guide the color, the truth, and shape the eyes, and I see with an open mind. Despite the fear, I move outside, trusting the waters to lead me to the path that's mine. Though I might waver to leave the past behind, forgetting the failures and start to redefine. There are moments of light and certainty, brief flashes of spans of time. But do I know of reality, but what I have in my mind? Long live the day when my limiting beliefs don't guide the color, the truth, and shape the eyes, and I see with an open mind. Despite the fear that move outside, trusting the waters to lead me to the path that's mine. Though I might waver to leave the past behind, forgetting the failures and start to redefine.
Interrupting thought.
Yes, let's talk about the music. I'm Shels, a spider, and our guest is Jeff, a band manager, art, PR, promoter, and all those jazz that goes into a band to help you get your band out there, more than social media, more than promoting yourself, and just more. And the band, the very last band I played, that you gave me, I am going to pronounce his band names wrong. I normally give this to Spider. That's our thing, and I didn't. So I'm going to pronounce it wrong. I'm famous for it. Herder Van Za?
No, it's Harry Boston.
Harry Boston. Okay. See, yeah, there's no way I can pronounce that.
Harry Boston. Yeah, Harry is that was his first release, and it's doing well, and he's getting his feet wet in and around our area. But he's an interesting songwriter, and he actually became known. And this is the tough thing. This is actually something that, he came in kind of working with me with the assumption that, hey, I made these videos of cover songs. And he did amazing jobs with these cover songs. One was Tool, the other was, I want to say Non-Point. And 3 Days Grace, I'm sorry. It's Tool and 3 Days Grace. And both the videos went semi-viral, so, a few 100,000 views. And he came to me and he said, well, I think my original stuff will do well because look at what I did with these. And I said, yeah, that might not translate, though, because if people are searching for Tool or searching for 3 Days Grace, you pop up and they check it out, and then they share it or what have you. But he's doing well, and he's working really hard. I'm glad to see all the effort he's put in, and we worked hard together. And it's been a lot of like internet radio stuff that he's gotten and some local press, just like I was talking about. If somebody's going to do their own PR, that they should be doing. Let's get you, really just focusing on winning your local scene and then spreading it out from there and growing it out from there and finding, new fans. So we're in the early stages with Hari, and I'm looking forward to keep things going with him.
Fantastic. And the song I played was Silence Come Easy, so that's kind of cool. Now,
yeah, it's got a good video too.
Cool. Send it to us, and so maybe Spider will pick it.
Yeah.
Cool, I will.
All right. Now, do you have any bands that you're working on right now?
I'm sorry, any bands that I'm
working on right now that you're trying to sign up with?
Yeah, well, we've got the label that we're about to finalize a deal with, which I don't want to mention it yet until it's done. Mm-hmm. They're a local metal label that is actually done very well for themselves. It's interesting to me because they started their label at the same time I started my business. And like I said, they're local, but I'd never actually even come across them. And I was looking for internet radio stations, and they have their own internet radio station where they play their bands and some other bands. And that's how I noticed the label, and I said, hey, what are you doing there? And he said, here's what we do. We're not trying to go out and, win the charts. We're trying to cultivate bands that can have careers. And I said, that's what I do too. And I said, here's where I focus. And so we're bringing that all together. So we've got the metal label that will be coming on soon, and I'm excited for that. I do like my metal. And let's see. That's really it for the time being, just because with that coming on, I think I'm going to be pretty much full up as far as the number of artists that I can work with. So I am always looking, but I like to do things the right way so I won't cannibalize my clients. And what I mean by that is if I have somebody that's working with me and we have a good relationship and things are, working out the way they should, I'm not going to get rid of them or drop them just because somebody better comes along. Now, that said, if my dream client comes through, I'll find a way to make it work. I can bring on people to help me with work and stuff, but, I like to think that when I sit down with an artist and I say, hey, we're going to work together for 3 months or 6 months or however long it is, that they know that I've given that my full attention, and hopefully they've given their full attention and care to it too, so that it's a mutual thing and we both put our best effort forth.
Do you have any questions for him, Spider?
Well, I got some juicy ones for you, actually. Just because you're probably. Did you say we're going to be on our way out in a minute here, Shels?
He can stay as long as he can stay until the whole show, but it's up to him.
If you've got juicy stuff, I can stay on a bit more.
See?
Let's get to the juicy.
Well, this one, and you don't have to necessarily name some names because I don't want to embarrass anybody on the air necessarily. But since you see musicians from a slightly different side than they see themselves, do you have any sort of prima donna horror stories of musicians kind of floating around that some Axl Rose kind of material? Yeah,
I've got some good ones.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, So I had a band that was on tour, and they rolled into a winery, which actually just happened to be local. So I was at the show. And they got to the winery, and the winery does a great job of marketing their shows, and it's a big summer draw for them. And there was 5,000 people there. So this was a big deal. And so to me, as a band, when you pull up to something like that, and you find out that the production aspect of it isn't exactly what we're looking for, that's when you find a way to make it work, because that show's important, and it's got to go on the right way. And also, you want to make sure that you keep a good relationship there, because you want to go back there, in the future. Well, this band saw that the PA wasn't big enough, and there was issues with the power and this, that, the other, and so they threw a huge fit. The lead singer threw a huge fit, just like anybody like Mick Jagger would have back in the day or whatever. And I was like, well, why did you do that? You're still going to play tonight. You figured it out. Maybe it's not optimal, the solution you figured out. But at the end of the night, there's going to be 5,000 people here, we hope, that are rocking to your music. And it's a win. And you're going to go back there. And it was so bad that, the lead singer went up to me and said, yeah, that was, I don't care. Like, if things aren't right, they're not right. And then they have to be made right. And I said, yeah, but you know what? Like, you're dealing with a winery. You don't know that they really have their clue with, all the equipment and systems. Like, they should hire somebody that does, but they let that fall through the cracks. So we know what we need next time. Let's make it right. And he couldn't be bothered going and talking to the winery owner, who was the person that was going to pay them. So he went to me and said, well, can you do it? Because you're nice and professional. So their prima donna moment, they thrust me into action, going to smooth over a situation where the owner of the winery was very angry, and subsequently did not have them back ever. So yeah, there's that. I've actually had it with a lot with interviews, where, to me, if you're a band trying to gain notice and develop your profile, you do things in a certain manner, and you show up to your interviews, you call in on time and things like that. As somebody once said, half the key to success in life is showing up. Well, if you show up on time and do your thing, hey, it's going to work out. But, I actually just had a client that, obviously I'm not going to name, and I did not enjoy the experience of working with them, because they thought they should have been on the top of the charts with their second release, which, was an independent release. I did not work the first one. They thought they should have major media coverage and not build it up. And the things that I got him, they would snub at. They'd kind of like turn their noses at, and say, that's okay and stuff. And I got him a couple of interviews where the lead singer just didn't bother doing them. Just couldn't be bothered. And it was because they were beneath him. And this is from somebody who's, they've never had any media coverage of any type before they worked with me. So, those types of things just baffle me. It's like, why do you want to put a barrier to success in front of yourself by acting that way? I understand if you're, if you're that fortunate person, that if you're Britney Spears, you're going to be prima donna and put crazy things in your rider. At the end of the day, I've had the fortune to rub elbows with some bigger names, and the ones that I found that I appreciate the most and get along with the most, the ones who can keep their perspective of themselves a little bit more in check and real, and not be like, I need this and I need that, or else things aren't going to be right. They can adapt, and they can understand that even though they're famous and everybody's there to see them, that they're just a person amongst other people trying to, make a great night happen. And yes, they're a big part of it, but they're not the only part of it. So, I could probably go on for another hour about prima donna stories, honestly.
I have one. So I'm working, and I'm just getting this show going, and this rap artist who is local here in Tacoma needs a ride everyone knows I work for Yellow Cab, so I'm their dispatcher. Well, anyway,